In today's video, I've got 5 facts about Paul Greyrat from the series Mushoku Tensei / a character analysis video. We will be going over Paul's bio, personality, ability, and more. If you enjoy these fact videos, make sure to smash the like button and share this video with a fellow fan of the series. For more weekly anime character fact videos, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you do not miss a video. Of course, a quick warning that there will be spoilers, so just a heads up. Anyway, with that being said, grab yourself a beverage, let's roll intro and get straight into the video. Paul Greyrat is the father of the series' main protagonist, Rudius, as well as Norn and Aisha Greyrat. Paul made his debut in episode 1 of the anime and volume 1 of the light novel. Now, he was born in K3A8, which is the calendar year system in the Mushoku Tensei world, and is around 35 years of age. Appearance-wise, Paul is described as a tall, muscular, and handsome man who, of course, does love to show off his masculinity to others. His looks, he is of course used to his advantage on many an occasion, but we'll get into that a little bit later. His hair is brown in colour. It is short in length, all for a long ponytail he wears at the back. As for his eyes, they are green in colour, and he has a mole near his left eye that Rudius also inherited. Attire-wise, when we first meet Paul, he wore a very standard attire of a white long-sleeve top with brown trousers and darker brown boots. Now, when we see Paul after the teleportation incident, he looks a little more adventurer-like, and has the addition of stubble to give him a real rugged-like look. Also looked super slim in the face with the addition of the black tired eyes. Kinda looked cool to me, I don't know. Personality-wise, Paul is a pretty big douchebag, to be fair. Rudius himself stated that Paul wasn't a bad father, but he definitely wasn't a good person. Now, the main incident that turned many people off, not just Paul, but the series as a whole, was the way he cheated on Zenith, his pregnant wife, with Lilia, who was the maid of the Greyrat family household. So yeah, unfortunately, Paul is the type of person who does tend to play around with Ghislaine and Ellen Elise amongst other of his lovers. So I think the problem with Paul and his personality is that he just goes about things in the wrong way. Yes, some unforgivable, but other incidents like his, resulting to drink during the teleportation incident is kind of understandable. He was just trying to do the best he could for his family, but the pressure and desperation to do the right thing was just too much, and it caused him to become depressed. And now, think of Paul what you will, and I'm not defending his actions, I'm just looking at it from every side. So, Mushoku Tensei is a story that puts a lot of focus on its characters' flaws and how they each try to overcome them to be a better person. Just look at the incident with Rudius. Paul put too many expectations on the kid, and it led to a huge fallout that could have ended a lot worse if he didn't put it right. Yes, of course, he had to be talked into it, but remember, Paul is a man that is constantly flexing his masculinity, thus he also carries a huge manly pride. So what Paul did right was listen to what was being said to him and acted upon it. And yes, he is pretty much a scumbag, I know this, but he is trying to fix his mistakes, and of course his redemption will come. Paul's Japanese voice actor is Toshiyuki Morikawa.
お前、どうして魔大陸で他に災害に巻き込まれた奴らの情報を集めなかった?
He has voiced other characters such as Minato Kamikaze in Naruto, Isshin Kurosaki, Kaname Tozen and Tsubaki from Bleach, Joey Wheeler in Yu-Gi-Oh! And more. Paul's English voice actor is Jared Smith.
But, kiddo, did you really steal her panties?
Interestingly, Paul is Jared's one and only voice acting role so far. I'm excited to see what he'll do in the future. Right, next up, we're going to take a look into Paul's powers and abilities. Paul is an S-ranked adventurer and an expert when it comes to the sword. He is advanced class in 3 different sword styles, which is pretty much the equivalent of being saint skilled in just one style. Learning and becoming advanced rank in 3 different styles also gives Paul the upper hand in combat because he has more options to choose from. So let's talk about these styles. First up is Sword God style, which is considered to be the strongest of the 3 major schools of swordsmanship. Paul himself uses a technique called Longsword of Silence, which is an advanced Sword God style technique. Using this, Paul can swing his sword faster than the speed of sound. Next up is Water God style, which specializes more on the defensive practices of the sword, such as parrying and counterattacks. Finally, there is North God style, which doesn't really focus on sword techniques per se, but rather on how to use your surroundings to your advantage in order to survive. Paul uses a technique called Four-Legged Form, which we saw him use against Rudius. Paul charged straight at him using his arms and legs, which resembles that of a wild beast. Doing this makes him a small target, and it also seemed to increase his own speed slightly. Now, another advantage of being advanced classed in multiple styles is that Paul can combine these. He will use North God style to get in close to his enemy, then strike them with Sword God style, and then defend straight after the strike using Water God style. It's really amazing stuff, and his reputation as the ideal type of swordsman is most certainly backed up here. Paul comes from a high-ranking noble family in the Asura Kingdom. His actual name is Paul Mushoku Greyrat. So the question is, why does a person from a high-ranking noble family live the life he does, where he was, pretty much begging his cousin to help him get a stable job before the birth of his first son? Well, our boy Paul, to no surprise, got into a fight with his father and decided to throw away the Notus name and leave the family household at just 12 years old. Because he left at such a young age, Paul often quotes that anyone below the age of 12 is just a kid. Now, after leaving the family household, Paul formed and led an S-rank adventurer party by the name of Fangs of the Black Wolf. This party was one of the most famous in the central continent, with a lot of both strong adventurers and strong personalities. Ghislaine and Ellen Elise were also a part of this party. Another key member of this 6-person party was its healer, a woman by the name of Zenith. Paul, as we know, ended up marrying Zenith, and the party soon disbanded so that the two could settle down with a child on the way. But thank you so much for watching my video, 5 facts about Paul Greyrat from the series Mushoku Tensei. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the like button and share this video with a fellow fan of the series. For more weekly anime character fact videos, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be notified when future videos go live on the channel. As always, a huge shout out to Warwick, Animator22, Brian, Blake, Andrew, BS Tuna, Kivasei, Chris, Estauhai, Zintak, and Brother Grey for supporting me on Patreon. Don't forget to head on over there yourself to check out the rewards on offer now. But that's it from me. Till next time, my fellow weebs. Peace!